Boom! Welcome, willkommen, bienvenue, benvindo, or maybe it's bonvindo. Benvindo? I think I got it wrong last time I said it. Welcome, this is the most interesting news in the world. Oh, and dobre božalowitz, among many others. Arigato. No, that's thank you. Gozaimasu. I think that's kind of goodbye. I forget. So welcome, Hoşgeldiniz. It isn't actually morning. No, Hoşgeldiniz. Hoşgeldiniz. This is the Turkish channel. Why don't I say Turkish first? Hoşgeldiniz. This is the most interesting news in the world. Why? Because it is. Duh. I mean, what could be possibly more interesting than everything I'm talking about and the green shirt I'm wearing? Hello. So I need to throw my phone on the ground. I can't have something in my hands. Otherwise I get distracted. So what are we talking about today? Today we're talking about beyond creating your reality. No, wait a second. Creating beyond this reality. So you're like, huh? What? Creating beyond what? Huh? Like, I know that if someone, and maybe probably someone did say something like that to me more than 10 years ago, and I was like, moving on. This is me walking away. That's what that is. Like, I don't care. Alcohol. Like alcohol, because I'm like, alcohol, because I just hate this reality. What do you mean beyond this reality? What? I've just numbed myself from the exterior world and what's going on. But I don't require, numbing myself anymore, because now I can do creating beyond this reality. Now, what is this reality? Well, that's an interesting kind of topic. Let's look at it this way. So super basic, we'll do this, is anything that is real or reality, any reality gets created by two people. And I'm sorry, there is a fruit fly flying across the camera. So I don't know if you guys can see that or not. You are not invited unless you have something good to say. Two or more people align and agree or resist and react to a point of view. That is what creates a reality. Whoa. That's pretty much how simple it is. So if we take that awareness and acknowledgement, we become aware of the fact that anytime we align and agree with someone, anytime we're resisting and reacting to someone else and their point of view, we are creating a reality with that person. Oh, joy. So exciting. I mean, this is probably why you love fighting your father or love fighting your mother. That way, the two of you can hold on to the reality that you both love to hate. Yes. So good. Okay. Now, so what would it take to create beyond this reality? Well, and let's again look at what could be defined as this reality. What really is this reality? Well, as we've already said, anytime you align and agree, resist, and react to a point of view, that creates reality. Now, this reality is just a conglomeration of, well, actually, it's a conglomeration of a whole lot of different realities, really. Whole lot of people aligning and agreeing on some stuff, whole lot of people resisting and reacting on some stuff. War is kind of a good way to put it. Everybody aligns and agrees that they should kill each other and fight, and everybody also aligns and agrees that peace would be great, and so on and so forth, and it never actually occurs. The peace, that is, never actually occurs. But war just keeps going on forever. Oh, man. So, but let's look at it this way. One of the toughest things for a lot of people to get is that they are different. Let's look at it this way. You have a fingerprint, yeah? And we all know that every single person's fingerprint is different, which is why if you get taken to jail, they will take your fingerprints. I mean, nowadays they're probably also taking like iris scans and voice scans. because all of that stuff is different, and your DNA is different. There's nobody else that has the same DNA as you. I think even identical twins, I don't think they even have the same DNA. I'm not sure. They definitely don't have the same fingerprint. We're all like snowflakes, you know? There's no one snowflake that looks like another. So why is it that we would think that we would all have the same reality? Now, when I say reality, I'm not actually talking about where you align in and reset. Well, I kind of am. So the reality you currently have is definitely a conglomeration of everywhere you resist and react to other people and everywhere you align and agree with other people, or where you're trying to get people to align and agree with you. Like, this one thing I notice about coming back to the United States when I've been gone for a while, or just about the United States in general, everyone here is really looking to create a reality with someone else. Like, if you get into a car, like anybody you meet, it really has this sense. I don't even like notice it so much now because I've been here a lot more than I was for a while. But right before COVID, leading up to COVID, I wasn't here for 3 years, and I was in a different country almost every week. I was definitely in a different country, because by the end of that year, Google told me you were in 53 different cities and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, whoa, maybe it was 53 different. No, it wasn't 53 different countries. Maybe it was. Either way. And when I got back to the United States, I was like, oh my God, it's so weird being here. And it's actually this thing of like people desire to create a reality with each other. Now, it's quite, why is it so in the United States? My guess, I'm not saying this is for certain, is because it is so diverse in the United States. You have people from every, especially like here in Houston, you have people from every single walk of life. You have people from every single country from all over the world. And so, you know, if they meet you, you know, hey, like, what reality can we find together? And if we don't, let's resist and react to each other so we can create that reality as well. Otherwise, by golly, what would you do if you didn't have some sort of a reality? You might actually be you. Holy cow. Which, by the way, I am doing a Being You, Changing the World book club. I already started it. We're going to do call number 2 before the end of this month. Haven't scheduled it yet. I think I might do it next week. Yeah, I'll be doing it next week before I leave, before I go to Paris. And so I have to kind of like look over there. I gotta look away from you guys to like get a sense of what I'm required to talk about. And what do you actually, with all of that, what do you all want to know with creating beyond this reality? Oh, you guys actually want to get happy? Well, that's super easy. Oh my God, look at me. I'm over here trying to like explain stuff with my mouth when all it is that you want to be happy. Now, that's a funny one. Now, notice all the things I've already described previously: the resisting and reacting, the aligning and agreeing. What if you didn't have to resist and react to anybody? What if you didn't have to align and agree with anybody? Now, I get that the first thing that comes up in your world is like, oh, I will never fight with anyone again. There will never be another conflict. There will blah, 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 blah. Not totally so, because obviously no one really, well, okay, let's put this out there. Does anyone else in your life actually desire you to be happy? Anyone besides you? Does anyone in your family, do any of your friends actually desire for you to be happy? Now, I wouldn't necessarily come to the yes or the no on that. You might want to look, hey, does this person desire me to be happy? Or do they just want me to do shit for them? Or do they just want me to align and agree or resist and react to them? Or pretty much a lot of your friends are probably most likely they just want you to align and agree with them. I say that just because that's what most of my friends were for most of my life, was like, how do we align and agree? And I would, you know, I would give up being me in any situation where they might resist and react. or where they might go into conflict, or they might judge, or where they might judge, or where they might judge. How many of you are giving up you when someone judges you? Now, that kind of brought up a lot. A lot of you might be like, what? So we're going to do something called, I'm going to run something, which kind of sounds weird if you've never heard of it before. I'm going to do something called the Access Consciousness Clearing Statement. Me saying this, and you can say this yourself, it just tends to, it's this choice to go, you know what? Fuck it. I'm dropping all that bullshit. Like, I had a girl I was dating one time. I didn't really, she's going to totally know who I'm talking about when I say this, if she ever sees this. And if you see this, I still adore you and I still love you and you're fucking amazing. I do. I really love you. I love you as a friend. And I'm just going to explain the situation because the two of us had two totally fucking different realities as to what was going on. Oh, that's great. I mean, relationship is probably the best way to look at like how people have different realities when they think that the same thing is going on. Like, you both are like, oh, this is what's going on. One person's like, this is what's going on. The other person's like, this is what's going on. And it's two totally different fucking points of views. So that's just going on across the entire fucking globe. That to me is what this reality is. Going beyond, creating beyond this reality is the willingness to go, I'm going to have whatever my fucking reality is. I don't need this other person to have my fucking reality. I'm willing for them to think that they need me to have their reality. I'm also willing to look at what's actually going to fucking work with me and for me, and what else can we create? And if we can't, okay, so be it. Whatever. Moving on. What else is possible now? How does it get any better than this? So me and this girl, again, I love you. I adore you. I really do. I had so much fun with you. And we had two totally different points of view as to what was going on. So this is my reality, because I'm also going to acknowledge I'm very good at being like, hello, yes, this is me. Uh-huh. Like, not even looking at what someone else might have as their point of view. So when we started having sex, she was like, I don't want a relationship. I just want to have fun. I was like, that's great. Me too. And after a couple months of having fun, she said, wow, I think we both are very surprised that we weren't looking for a relationship and we found one. And I went, oops, I didn't know we were in a relationship, because a week after that, or whenever it was, but I've got to say a week to make a good story. A week after that, she was like, are you cheating on me? And like yelling at me and screaming at me. And I was like, I wasn't willing to be like, hey, deal of this relationship from the start was we were just going to have fun. So the new me is a little bit smarter, and I would be willing to say that wasn't the fucking deal. Had you made it the deal from the start, which you were very psychic, so you already knew that I would have said no to that fucking deal from the start, so you lied to me what you wanted the deal to be, or you just forgot, which we're getting to that. And now we're here in this position, and instead of actually just going, that wasn't the deal. So no, I from my point of view, I haven't been cheating on you, because our deal from the start is we were just playing with each other. We're not like exclusive. Sorry, I'm a little like autistic. If you want something from me, you really need to lay it out. A lot of people make fun of me for how literal I am, because like, unless you really lay it out for me, like exactly what it is you mean, I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. So this was me at tests in university and high school. I'd sit there and I'd read the question like 18 times. Like, what the fuck is this person asking for? I don't get it. There's like 18 million things they could be asking for. Everybody else, I talked to everyone else after the test, and they were all like, well, yeah, this is what they meant. I'm like, well, how did you know that that's what they meant? They didn't mean this, 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 or this. And everybody would just be like, oh, what? So I'm just laughing at myself at the moment. Once again, love and adore you. not even I think you're an amazing person. I know you're an amazing person. And I wish I had the tools I have now, because if I had, I would have done a much better job of choosing one for what works for me. And, you know, yeah, it would have been a lot kinder to me, and it would have been a lot kinder to you as well. So I was talking with her another day, and she was like giving me a sob story. Oh my God, I'm making her sound terrible. She's really great person, to be honest. I'm just telling you these moments when she was being a girl. Okay. Some of you might notice this in yourselves if you are a girl. And even if you have, testicles and a penis hanging between your legs, you might notice you doing this with someone else also. Okay. So this isn't just for bodies that have, female genitalia. I know that many men do this as well. So ladies, don't be reaching out to me being like, Connor, I know men that do that. I know, I've heard about it. I've probably done it myself. So so moving on. So, and she was telling me this thing, and then we had been drinking. So this is where I was actually willing to know, had a little bit of filter lubricant, like getting rid of my filter. And I just went, I'm going to take that baggage and I'm just going to drop it. And she went, oh, you can't drop it. So funny. I had a lot of fun with you. We had good times. And you are a very fun person. And I think So why am I talking about this? I'm talking about this because, one, it shows that the two of us, we aligned and agreed in some places, and we were not also giving up our awareness of each other and where the other person was actually functioning from, and what they desired, and what they thought the relationship was, and what they thought that things were going to be. Now, a lot of girls out there might be watching this right now and be like, Connor, when a girl says, I don't want a relationship and I just want to have fun, you should know that that means you're in a relationship with her. To that, I respond, I'm going to refer you back to earlier where I said I am very literal with whoever I'm talking to. So if you say something to me, I'm going to go, okay, got it, done. Not my brightest moments. Yeah. Oh, well. So, where are we? So, creating beyond this reality. Right. So I said, I'm going to drop this baggage. And that's basically what we're doing with the clearing statement is especially when I'm talking, or even the way I use it for myself is when I notice that I've got a lot of baggage. I've got like this and this and this and this. It feels like you're carrying stuff and you're holding a lot of weight on your shoulders. When you notice that, you can just go pock and pot. That's short. That will do. That will help. And if you want to do the long route, you go, everything this is, I'm just going to let go of it. I'm going to drop this fucking shit. I'm going to let go of this baggage. I'm not going to hoard any of this stuff anymore. I'm not going to hold on to it. Whatever, done, right and wrong, good and that's not part of the clearing statement. Here's where the clearing statement starts. Right and wrong, good and bad, puck and pot, all nine, shorts, boys, povads, and beyonds. Now that's a lot of stuff. That means a lot of different stuff, and we've smashed it, kind of like a whole bunch of acronyms. Not really, kind of like a whole bunch of acronyms, literally a whole bunch of acronyms smashed-a-roni together into like a little sandwich, a word sandwich, so you can say it quick, kind of like a sandwich is a salad that you turn into a thing that you can eat your hands, so it's fast and you get your nutrition. So this is like a word sandwich, and you say it and it helps to let go of all that, drop all that baggage. Oh, so good. So all of the baggage you're carrying that keeps you in what you call this reality, or your reality, whatever reality you've created for yourself, you're destroying and create all that times a gazillion. Okay, right, wrong, good, bad, pop, all nine, shorts, boys, povets, and beyonds. Whoops, kicked my camera. So now moving a little bit on with what is the most interesting. Why am I talking about all of this stuff? Well, we're kind of moving into the aphantasiac's guide of, actually, I think it's called the aphantasiac's guide to creating beyond this reality. Is that what it's called? It's called the aphantasiac's guide with some other words after it. If I can, there it is. I'm finding it. I see it in many other languages. Where is it in this language? To creating beyond reality. Oh my God. I literally did not actually purposely name this show after the same subline as that thing. They send me a message for the show. Connor, what do you want the show to be called? And I type in the response that just like comes up to my head. So creating beyond reality. So there's this thing called aphantasia, aphantasia. It's like Fantasia, like that old Disney movie, only with a PH at the start and an A. There you go. Aphantasia. And you can Google this and you'll find all sorts of, there's like a test. So the test goes like this. Oh, right. So let me tell you, Dane is doing a program / 3-part telecall starting May 22, which is in like 2 weeks. And we're going to dive into this big time because this came out at the ESB class Dane was doing at the Eluga Resort in Costa Rica, where I'm going to skip a lot of the details. If you want the details, you join the telecall. That this aphantasia thing came out where the test is, tell you the test or, yeah. So here's the test. Okay. Imagine an apple. Now, can you see the apple? Does it have a color to it? What color is it? What does it look like? All that. I guess I forgot. Close your eyes. I can do it with my eyes open. But it's also weird. I'm not even sure I'm actually doing it or if I'm doing it the aphantasia way. I'm not so sure. Sometimes I'm not really sure. Or if I'm just pulling it out of other people's heads when I do it. Because sometimes I try to do it and then I can't. What am I talking about? Essentially, you close your eyes and you try to imagine an apple and you picture it, which is kind of weird because mine, anytime I picture it, it's kind of 2-dimensional, like it's on a sheet of paper. Ah, there, it's 3-dimensional now. Weird. So now it's like close up. And so I can like imagine different elements. I can see the big one. So you close your eyes and you can actually visualize images. There are people that have different degrees of aphantasia where you actually can't come up with an apple. Or the apple is only like a weird color or it's faded or there's like different variations, but you can't necessarily create a very highly, detailed apple. Now I think I can, but sometimes I'm like, sometimes I'll try it at a random moment. I'm like, why won't one show up? Now, what's special about this is a lot of the people with aphantasia, because it's not, that's just the test to get started. And a lot of people that have had this aphantasia thing is anytime someone asks you to close your eyes and visualize something, or if someone asked you to visualize anything at all, you would just kind of, feel like you were wrong if you couldn't. And then you would just like make it up. Like, oh yeah, it's red. And because I know apples are red and it's got some spots on it and the stem goes this way. But all the while you're describing it, you can't actually see it. Like you can't create the image. So, I mean, I think I can create the images because I was also really good at whatever. It's what it really is beginning to do, this aphantasics thing, is it's beginning to dismantle what is currently going on in the world as far as everything I've already talked about on this show. And I'm not really going to go farther because I'm going to leave that up to Dr. Danger. So if you want more about this aphantasic stuff, if you want more about creating beyond reality, creating beyond your reality, creating beyond this reality, creating beyond your family's reality, creating beyond your country's reality, creating beyond your culture's reality, creating beyond your religion's reality, creating beyond your reality, creating beyond your reality, creating beyond your reality. You want more of that, I highly suggest coming to this call. Like I said, it's called the Aphantasics Guide to Creating Beyond Reality. Yay. Wow. I did a lot of talking this episode. So that is the most interesting news in the world, my friends. It's been a very cool topic. Covered it a little bit or a lot of it, depending on your point of view, I guess, at the Global Foundation, which, by the way, we're going to have a new manual. We're going to have a new manual day. So my first foundation that I've got lined up that I'm facilitating is in St. Petersburg, Russia. Now, a lot of you out there are probably thinking, you can't go to Russia right now. It's a scary place. It might be scary. Fuck yeah, it's scary. Yeah. Why is it scary? Because I'm just aligning and agreeing with you. You see that? You can actually, most people can actually quite easily get a visa into Russia. So if you're worried about that, okay. If you're not, come to my class it's not in St. Petersburg. My class will actually be in Moscow. So I'll be doing a foundation class in early June 7th in Moscow. And then Simone Milicis will be doing a choice for possibilities the following weekend or 2 weeks later somewhere. Yes, I think the following weekend in St. Petersburg, where I am going to be doing symphony sections. Yes. Woo. Also, what is also going on, Mr. Gary Douglas is doing a telecall called, Are You Amoral, Moral, or Immoral? There you go. And I don't really have any information on that one. That one, you're going to have to come to. It's like, I love it, because these kind of things, a telecall with a name like that, people go, well, what's it going to be? We don't know yet. We are on the, what's it called? The last frontier. It's really not even the last frontier. It's the only frontier. Ain't no one ever been there before. And we is going, whether you is going with us or not. So I suggest, if you want to know about it, you go with us. Yeah. That, ladies and gentlemen, is this week's episode on the most interesting news in the world with your host, me, Connor Hill. See you next time. Bye-bye. On the most interesting news in the world. Actually, I wanted to say it more like this. See you next time on the most interesting news in the world. There you go. Boom. Lights out.